lose it to a pause. Just cut me off.
Okay, I got it. We're talking over me right now, the moderator.
Okay.
Okay. But so on top of making us laugh our asses off, you tore our hearts out at the end of season 1. Just absolutely just reached into the chest and tore it out as we're seeing more and more vulnerability from Blitz and kind of seeing beneath the layers of Blitz's character on why he acts out the way he does and treats people the way he does. And I wanted to ask you, going through those layers and the subtleties of the character, yeah, this is heavy shit. How you've developed Blitz and how you have found those emotional levels to take us from just these insane, obnoxious humor that Blitz has to these absolutely devastating emotional moments with him.
Piggy packing off my daughter here.
Did you say packing off my daughter?
All right. So, I think that characters, no matter, if your defining trait is that you're angry, you still have the capability of being everything else. If your defining trait is that you're an obnoxious asshole, which, let's face it, anyone who knew me, especially before Helluva Boss, this isn't much of a departure. One of my biggest gripes as a comic is that people think they see some flappy, tomfoolery jester, and they think that someone like that doesn't have the capability of having their heart broken or having a bad day, or when they go home, do they what do they like when they go to bed? Do they even have a bed? Do they sleep on their couch? Are they you can't be the jester all the time, and so. I think it's really cool that we got to a point in Helluva where we do see Blitz at a vulnerable moment, and it's kind of a little bit of a task to get yourself there. When you get yourself there naturally, it's easy because you don't try. But when you're trying to, after doing a whole day of recording, like, God damn it, Bob, fuck me, insurance, this and that, and then all of a sudden we get to a moment where, and it's like. It's hard to remember the context sometimes of this moment because a lot of it's in the stage direction. Blitz comes home. He is sad. He's walking past these things on his wall that just show the audience how sad his life is, and so Richard, who is our vocal director, did an amazing job at getting me up to that point. I remember when we shot that scene, is that how in voice acting, you used to say shoot, that when we recorded that bit.
Record.
Yes, when we recorded that bit. I remember authentically getting there, and it was the first time I heard Richard also go there with me. I mean, it was this tone in his voice of like, all right, Brandon, like we're gonna get through this together. It was, in a way, quite manipulative. You really got me to.
It was like, you can do it, baby.
He was saying,
let's get it on.
And the lips. All right, do that again. Take 2. It was a really intense moment, and it was sad, and it was weird walking out of the studio. I don't know if that was the last scene we shot that day. I want to say it was. I want to say it was toward the end of our day, because I remember feeling weird walking outside, and the sunlight hits you in your face, and the music's left on whatever song you had in your car, and you're back to whatever shit you were dealing with that day, and I was. You're just kind of, it's like going to therapy and they pull you back into all that shit and you walk out and you have to adapt to the world again. It was like that. And so it was real, and it was amazing how Richard was able to sort of walk me through the emotions of going from Blitz to being Blitz. And it was all authentic, and I'm happy that it resonated. I mean, thank you, Viv, for picking a decent take of that, because I did it a few times.
I remember you were like saying, do you want me to re-record that? I feel like it's too sad. And I was like, no.
Yeah, you showed me an animatic of it, and I was like, oh. And it ends? And then the episode's over, and then I was like, I can come back in. I said, I'll do it for free. I will just come in and I'll re-record something where he, and I also wanted to re-record how I said goodbye to you that night, and I felt so bad, because, and I never told you this. I wanted to go back in and re-record that as well, because I felt bad because he says night and drives off. And I just felt really bad because you didn't deserve it. I know you did. Blitz maybe thinks you deserve it. I know you didn't.
I know you didn't mean it. But it still hurt.
I'm sorry.
Not in front of the people, Blitz.
getting so horny up here.
I know.